Hi, we're back again, and now we have a lovely lady that is an author, and her name is Suzanne Johnson. We're glad to have her here. Hi.
Hi, nice meeting you.
Oh, it's great. I love authors to come in because everybody has something to say, and only special people will take the time to put it into an actual thing that people can really enjoy.
Yes.
So tell me about this book.
It's my autobiography because I am in recovery. I don't drink and use drugs anymore. So I go back into my early childhood, what happened, and what led up to my drinking. Why did I drink? And then the story continues to go on. What happened in my teen years, and what led me to go to prison, and what the process of my life after I was released from prison. How did I change my life around for the good? So all my life experiences from what I lived through, they're not liabilities anymore. I've learned that they're assets. And the reason I wrote this book was because I know that I have a story, and I just want to help people, whether it be a child, a family, it doesn't matter.
Yes. Oh, that is so fantastic. My heart just goes out to you because that was a horrible experience, a terrible thing especially for women. I think to be put a woman in prison is just terrible. I don't care what they've done. It's a very bad place for a woman to be.
Well, sometimes, depending on what the individual does, I mean, if you go out there and do crimes, we can't put everybody into rehab.
No.
You know? So people like myself, when you do a crime, you've got to pay for your actions. And hopefully in prison, some people find God in prison, some people don't. I've always believed in a higher power, who I call God, my Savior, Jesus Christ. And that's why I named my book, But for the Grace of God, because it doesn't matter what we all go through. I know today I can't live my life without having good quality people in my life.
Good.
And I really need a spiritual life, the one that I can count on.
That's the key. That's the key right there.
And that's what I also write about.
This
in my book.
is the beautiful cover on this. It looks spiritual. It's a spiritual painting.
When I saw the picture, it's like, yep, that's the one I want.
Well, immediately that I think it's really. I've done an autobiography too.
Oh, well, congratulations!
But thank you. But for a different reason, it's because I had a fantastically interesting life. I mean, the things that I got to go through is very rare for even to go through one of them. So I'm just so happy that I had such a wonderful life. A lot of pain, of course, you know, when you're trying to do something and it's a hard thing to do. There's a lot of pain involved, but you get through, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Because what? Because God is there, right?
Yes.
And nearly everybody I have had on this show is a spiritual person. It's just wonderful because I think being a spiritual person helps you to do things, helps you create things that you wouldn't before. You'd say, "Oh, I can't," you know. Well, and when God's there, you say, oh, I'll try it. I'll give it a try.
And
Right?
then that spirit, he helps each and every one of us to grow spiritually. Our faith grows stronger, and we begin to change. Not overnight. It's a long. I have found out for myself, it's a long process,
It's really,
and I'm still changing.
all right. That's a change of consciousness, because I was so negative in the first part of my life. Everything I'm negative. I didn't. And then I worked hard to get in touch with the good part of me, and my whole consciousness changed.
Well, see, I'm a kind of a weird person.
Great. I like weird.
when I was a little girl, I was, and it's in my book, I was not forced to go to church. My parents gave my sisters and I the option. So when I was 7, living here in Fresno, my older sister and I, we would walk to our neighborhood church every Sunday. And something happened within me. I understood what I was reading out of the Bible. I understood the Bible school teacher's lessons, and I just fell in love with it.
Good.
And I fell in love with the Creator. And now, mind you, I'm 7 years old, so the love that I had, I wasn't Catholic. I'm not Catholic, but I wanted to be a nun.
Oh.
The good news is I never made it. I didn't qualify.
I think that's a wish a lot of little girls have. I'm so glad you came in today. Tell them where they can get this book, because this is a fantastic thing for people to read.
Thank you. You can purchase my book online through lulu.com. There's a link, bookstore. So that's the one you want to get. Once that link comes up upon your screen, you want to put in my full name, Suzanne Marie Johnson. And then my book will show up, but not my book because it's locked.
Oh.
So you have to put in your age, because how I write, I don't leave much to the imagination.
Okay. Okay, well that's great. And I want you to come in again too and talk about it, because we like people to get to know our guests. Will you come back again sometime?
Well, of course I will.
Okay.
It was very nice meeting you, and thank you for your time being with me today.
Well, you're welcome. We'll be right back.